Shio, my name is Chris McCoy. Today is April 13th, 2020. I'm here with Chief Sneed. Chief Sneed, as we see the virus kind of creeping in the area here, what are some of the updates that you have for the public?
Well, thanks, Chris. We just wanted to give an update to the community. So as most people are probably aware, because we have created on the ebci.com, we have created an aggregate of all of the daily updates. So if community members want to get an update, they can go to ebci.com, and on the first page, there's daily updates and daily reports.
Right.
So over the weekend, we were informed that we had 2 positives that came out of our Cherokee County drive-through testing facility. Okay. This morning, we were informed that there is an additional positive in Cherokee County, and also that we have 2 positives from our Cherokee Indian Hospital drive-through testing. So what's important for people to note is that all of these patients were asymptomatic, meaning they weren't feeling sick, they didn't have a fever, they didn't have a cough, completely asymptomatic. They simply showed up for the testing, and it turned out that they were already positive and did not even know that they were positive. So this points to why it's so important that everyone get tested. We really need for everyone in the community to go in to get tested.
Right.
The way that we beat this thing is the same way South Korea did it. This is exactly what South Korea did. It was mass testing. By determining who has become infected already, we're able to contain the virus and to be able at that point to do contact tracing.
Yeah, now let's talk about that. What's next? Now that we have some positive cases that are happening, what is contact tracing? What triggers next?
So contact tracing is when public health team will then, they will inform those individuals who tested positive. At that point, they'll begin to create a list of every place they've been, everyone that they've known to have come in contact with. Now, if you in the public were in contact with that person for, I believe it's for less than 6 feet for more than 10 minutes,
right,
then a public health team member will contact you and say, you have come in contact with somebody
right,
who has tested positive for COVID, and we need you to get tested. So keeping in mind what we don't want to do and what we don't want to see is for people to now get hysterical because we have positives. And we need people to remain non-judgmental, right, and empathetic. We knew that at some point we would get some positives. So we just need people to now, this is when we need to demonstrate the best of who we are as Cherokee people, and,
exactly,
and to just be understanding and empathetic.
Exactly. And this isn't an indictment of a failure of our systems that we put in place to prevent this or mitigate this. This is actually showing that it's working. We've set up our testing. We've gotten our hospital systems ready. We've put people in place to slow this down as it eases throughout the country now. So this is showing it's actually working at this point.
Right. The fact that it took as long to get a positive here demonstrates that all of the measures that we put in place have been working. In fact, if you looked at the modeling, we should have had many, many more cases than this already by this time. So we have essentially flattened the curve, but that doesn't mean at this point now we can say, okay, well, it's here, let's stop doing the important things. We've got to continue to be vigilant, social distancing, hand washing, staying at home. If you're older, if you have a compromised immune system, absolutely stay at home.
Right.
Now is the time to be even more vigilant than ever.
And so we can encourage folks to go ahead and continue to get tested at this point as well, as you mentioned earlier with the asymptomatic. And what that basically means is you're not showing symptoms, you don't feel sick. Go to the hospital, call the hotline, go to the hospital drive-through testing site and get tested, just so that you know where you're at.
And on the drive-through testing, you don't even need an appointment. And the hours for testing are listed on that ebci.com page. You can just drive up and be tested, and I think it's usually within 3 to 5 days you'll get your results back. But it's imperative, and guilty. I haven't gone and gotten tested yet. I'm going to go today if it's possible.
And I think there's a stigma out there that it looks worse than it is. The test is quick. They do stick the swab in your nose, but it's not anything that you can't handle. Split second, and we get the test back, and you can protect your elders, protect your family, and really know that we can continue to quarantine this thing and get it put in place.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, come back on and let us know as updates come along, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Chris.
Data Dagahonya.